Psalm 116. I love the Lord because he heard my voice. He heard my cry for his favor. Because he paid attention to me, I will call out to him as long as I live. The ropes of death were around me. The honors of the grave came over me. I was overcome by trouble and sorrow. Then I called out to the Lord. I cried out, Lord, save me. The Lord is holy and kind. Our God is full of tender love. The Lord takes care of those who are as helpless as children. When I was in great need, he saved me. I said to myself, be calm. The Lord has been good to me. Lord, you have saved me from death. You have dried the tears from my eyes. You have kept me from tripping and falling. So now I can enjoy life here with you while I'm still living. I believed in you even when I said to myself, I'm in great pain. When I was terrified, I said to myself, no one tells the truth. The Lord has been so good to me. How can I ever pay him back? I will bring an offering of wine to the Lord and thank him for saving me. I will worship him in front of all the Lord's people. I will do what I promised him. The Lord pays special attention when his faithful people die. Lord, I serve you. I serve you just as my mother did. You have set me free from the chains of my suffering. Lord, I will sacrifice a thank offering to you. I will worship you in front of all the Lord's people. I will do what I promised him. I will keep my promise in the courtyards of the Lord's temple. I will keep my promise in Jerusalem itself. Praise the Lord. Oh, Mataki always said, Jai Bhagwan, Namaste, house, whoosh, 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 whoosh. These pieces are timeless, and they're really good for like times of trouble, times of need, times of great uncertainty. You see, once where I was blinded, now I can see. I have become enlightened. I can see differently when my perspective was shifted, or when I was in automatic responses or trauma responses. Taking time, doing emotional processing, self-soothing, and continuously always learning new skills. Communication being one of my most favorite skills to practice and exercise. And I'm grateful for those of you who have continuously practiced and exercised and played with this module of reality with me throughout my lifetime. You have been more than generous with your time and your energy and everything that you are offering. Please understand that you are far worth any money, any gem. Please understand how priceless you really are. Sincerely, there is only one you. Yes, you can think about your family and everything that happened to you and all those other processes. However, if you take time to acknowledge, act upon the knowledge, acknowledge it, behave wisely or accordingly. Stay frugal with your energy. Understand your magnitude, your importance, your beauty, your glory. There's only one you. Remember your name. It's the most important thing. It's your story. It's your story. If you only understood the story. I'm sure you have a nickname. Follow the feelings. Follow the animals, follow the colors. Just notice what you notice. There's so many different spectrums here. I do apologize. I am not here to reach every single individual. I am here to deliver to select individuals who have chosen this portal as a way of means of communication and teleporting and crossing the wires through the network and really connecting with one another. Thank you for your prayers and your listening and your intention. You could bring your attention to an intention right now. Set an intention, hey, I choose this. I choose to not have fear. I choose to have trust. I choose to have an open heart. I choose to be proven wrong. I choose to change my mind. I choose to welcome prosperity. I choose to step into the light. I choose to hide. I choose to listen. I choose to speak. Play with the energy. Take your time to play. I'm going to play in this portal as long as I can and remain no filter. I'm grateful for those of you again who have gathered all holding hands. I understand. Thank you. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. How could I forget? How can we forget? Say never. Never. Sing. Never. Aho mataki oyasen. Aho. Aho. Oh, if you don't know, please take time to close your eyes and put your hands over your heart. Take a few deep breaths. Please feel the music of your breath. Remember your name. Chase your breath. Feel it. See if you can follow it up and down your spine, into your hands, into your toes, above your head, through your ears. Are you getting enough oxygen? Are you holding on to too much? Do you need to let go? Do you need to play with horse breath? Working with your motor skills, being in your body, being functional. Many, many different responses. It's important to respond accordingly when time calls. Some call God time, Father time. Some say that's Saturn. Some say that's another God. Some people, they forget their name. They forget who they are. They get lost in the story. They forget the narrative. They forget that they're the writer. They forget how their frame or their tone of the way that they're writing the story changes things. Their emotions paint lenses and create vortexes of expression that are often limited in narrative that just cannot deliver or perform in a way that is efficient or what's best, you could say. I have been running away from the yoga mat for so long. Ever since I activated that epigenetic memory inside my hip, my samskara, ouchie. Ouch. Muscle memory, genetic memory, epigenetic memory, ancestral trauma, generational curses, understanding our organs, our cells, everything that makes us up and everything that made up to make us now. With your eyes closed, again, taking breaths, imagining how many people in your family made love before you existed. Remember the patterns, feel them inside your bones. You may notice that your anger is not your anger. You are not who you think that you are. Take more breaths. Notice you, the witness that stays present. It's not the stories, the things that change. It's the you. All-seeing, loving, kind, accepting witness. Again, noticing your tone, your language, how loud your thoughts are, how much you want to control the conversation, all the different vibrations. Simply noticing your breath. Remember your breath. Remember your breath. Remember your breath. What if that's a song we just sang to ourselves all day and remember to, and most of all, to exhale. Give some of that back. Give it back, what you've taken, return. Equal energetic exchange. You don't have to be the one that holds on to all the pain, the anger, the frustration that keeps the generations repeating these habitual patterns. You can choose to integrate and truly learn the lesson instead of harming others by harming yourselves and showing us a mirror of our past selves or shadow aspect of ourselves or something that we are in co-creation with or in the process of witnessing. Oh. I'm grateful despite everything that faces me on my plate. I'm beyond grateful for the opportunity to proceed ahead. I have been surprised with the bill of $365.18. It was from my accident. My first accident ever. In a car. Not true. First one that I'm driving, that I'm in control. I slid on ice driving from Florida into colder states for the first time, and yes, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning or some really late time that I knew I probably shouldn't have been driving then, but had a story how I had to keep going. Gotta keep moving. If only I had taken time to process, to rest, to sleep. If only it was that easy. Yes, remembering some of the poetry shared from the basic instructions before leaving Earth. Trust me, I see my shadow. I see. And I am watching me, and I am choosing to evolve me and all that I am, in respect and in honor of all the ancestors, all the lives that come, not just before me, but after me. Those most important, especially those not my personal children. It's hard to explain. Forget words again. Forget words. I'm channeling so much energy. It's very, very difficult to process some of the densities that are stepping through. It's quite frustrating. I did have a very funny vision and an idea of something that I like to do, but I do need to charge my phone, and I need to get a lot of other things in order too. If I would listen to some of the basic instructions, and I don't mean the Bible, I mean the commandment that's given to me to do more yoga. I get the message, do more yoga. But then, don't do more yoga. So now let us do some yoga. Yoga doesn't have to be what you think. It doesn't have to be something in a school or a class. You could take a class to try to identify and understand. I find yoga to be getting comfortable being in my body and being able to breathe and be in my body, being fully aware, fully here, instead of letting my mind wander somewhere else that perhaps I may be wishing I was existing in, or choosing to control. Instead, just witnessing. A lot of times just listening to my body also. My body will usually give me responses, showing me that I'm not breathing, or that there's tension built inside certain pathways in my body. My hips, my legs, my wrists, my ankles, my knees. There is a total art to the actual practice of yoga. If only I had enough discipline to just do the work. It's just so much work, and sometimes it's not very fun because you're in the class all by yourself. You have to really have a passion, really have a drive, and you really have to sit with it and be with it and process it. Sometimes it can be very painful and uncomfortable because we try to tell a story of what's actually happening, and it's really not really what's happening. It's just the way that we're staging it so that we're more comfortable with our own selves. However, lying to the self and dissociating is not what's healthy and what's best in any given situation. Sometimes you can say it is because it's automatic. It's like the brain's way of protecting itself. simply allowing the changes to take place, witnessing them without trying to control them, simply letting others be as they are, letting yourself be as you are. Stop trying to force and be the creator of the fruits of your actions, and instead simply surrender to the innate intelligence within yourself. Do not be scared. If you are violent, simply notice. If you are tense, simply notice. If you are hungry, notice. Notice if it's not a physical hunger or if there's a nutrient that you need. Allow your mind to become clear. You do not have to be boring. You can literally choose your own thoughts. You may notice many of them are automatic. Perhaps they're aggressive or rude or ignorant. Choose not to be ignorant. Choose to accept the power and privilege to be here now. Do not fill yourself with fear and rage. If that is arising for you, simply notice it and tune in and see, what do you need? Then ask, is there anything else? And keep processing. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? Is there more? What else is there going on? Keep expressing until there can be no more expression. You're doing a really good job. If you find yourself getting distracted, remind yourself to keep focused. Keep focused on your intention, what's calling you deep within. Remembering who you are. Remembering what you came here for, what you choose to do, who you choose to become. I do apologize, those in meditation and those who are processing, feel free to pause. However, this message is just for Thomas. Thomas, I'd like to say thank you for sending this product. Your notes are also very intelligent and adorable. And yes, if only I could hear your voice. Because there's so many different channels of light stepping through. I mean, I can't even put into words. It would just be better to be able to speak in real time instead of typing. Anyway, the product that you sent, that's like a table. It's like a big highlighter or alarm or a buzz, right? It's basically reminding me how I used to write and how it might be important for me to stay focused and to return to that. And playing more instead of making things hard and forcing myself to do things that are literally really difficult for me to do. And giving myself permission just to breathe and take time to process everything that has been experienced. It can be quite shameful when one truly comes to realize how much they have not truly sat with themselves. And when you realize really how much yourself really needs yourself. It's quite heavenly. I do appreciate your time and service and your attention inwards and spending time with me and allowing this space to ebb and flow in the way that it has been. It would be nice to gather around at another time. If you could just take some time to listen Pay attention to your surroundings. Feel and know how loved you are. Do not ignore yourself. Do not ignore other forms. Please remember some of the scriptures and the other great stories that I've shared before. There's just like all these synergies. Anyone who's actually been following the channel for a while, you'll start to notice certain things. And it's something that can kind of only be seen from a higher perspective. Again, I'm grateful for the amount of inner work I've been granted permission by the powerful Source Creator to do, and to remember all these different histories and peoples, and to study and to learn all these great languages and all these different things that just kind of can be ever so satisfying. Trust yourself always. Take time, allow yourself to have a process. Allow yourself to have a process. Allow others to express themselves and be themselves freely without your conditions and narratives and control. If you have something to teach, please do. If you have something to say, you can. However, it might help you again to return to your intentions and recognize why. There's always opportunities to do better next time if you can witness and pay attention. They're in tiny little moments. Maybe a moment where you don't drink a soda and you drink water instead. Or you don't buy this kind of food and you grow this and eat this instead. Find yourself in your silence. Find your center. Take time to really sit with you. And as you let me go, I let you go. Ahoma Taki Hoyasin. Jai Bhagwan, Namaste, House. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Welcome home, my brothers, my sisters. May we forever be in each other's hearts and remember.